Hello and welcome to our Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes demo discussion. We're going to be talking about the good stuff and the bad stuff and just general chat, I guess.
Firstly, I think I just want to get out there that the game is really fun to play.
Yeah.
We'll bring up like things we really liked, and then there's stuff that's a bit dodgy or that we weren't huge fans of in the thing. But it is really fun to play, and it's like a little disclaimer at the beginning.
Yeah, the pros definitely outweigh the cons in this. But I think they did a very good job, like making it, because it feels like a Zelda game.
Yeah, definitely.
I got strong, like Minish Cap.
Yeah, I think
and Four Swords.
I think the difference that it has that Four Swords doesn't have is that
there's only 3 people.
That is one.
That's it. That's the end of the episode.
There we go. Bye, everyone. No, I think because it's whereas Four Swords you can play on your own.
Yeah.
It's like there's obviously stuff that other people get involved with, like for the same puzzle, but it's an experience that you can do on your own, and like a puzzle can be done by one person.
Yeah.
Whereas with Triforce Heroes, when you're in the 3-player mode, everything has to be done with everyone involved at the same time.
Yeah, like it's much more. You got to have teamwork.
Yeah, so that brings up a positive and a negative.
Yeah,
because it makes it much more fun to play with other people, whereas we've not played on our own.
No,
because the demo doesn't let you do that.
Yeah, the demo it's only multiplayer over wireless, like Wi-Fi, but that's select times in some days. I don't know when the next one is, but we just finished one up today.
Which I think was the second one out of 3.
Yeah, that was the second one. So there's one more at the time of speaking. But also you can do local play and I think download play, but I'm not sure. I don't know if that, because there were a couple more things in the demo that it said were there, but you couldn't do.
Like you went online with friends and it went, no, we're not doing that.
But you can definitely do local play on the demo. And the only other person that we know that has the demo couldn't make it, so we haven't tried out the local play.
He's dedicated to his work.
Yeah, he actually takes his work seriously. But we both separately did online play, and I think once you get a team that's good.
Like they know how to play a Zelda game.
Yeah,
you might still fail a bit, but you sort of like when you're in a fun group because failing is fun.
Yeah, they like no one bashes you for failing. I think there's a good thing about not having voice chat.
Yeah. The little icons. I really like the little icons.
The icons that they put in, I think, are preferable to voice chat in this circumstance. Like,
and obviously with friends, you could use Skype and stuff. So it's not...
or you can be like meet up. People still do that. But like in a game like Rainbow Six Siege, you're gonna want voice chat because the form of teamwork there.
I don't know if you could go pom poms.
Yeah, you could just like wave your pom poms around and go, "Nice one, we've killed all the terrorists." You like in that game, you kind of need voice chat.
Low density terrorists.
You need voice chat to get like your point across. But in this, the icons just do such a good job. Like there's how many are there? There's like 8 icons.
There was 8. I think there's more in the demo. No, in the main game. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think you can like in the same like where you can change out your bottom screen in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I think it's like that, so you can choose what little chaps you want, but in the demo, the ones that you've got do pretty much cover everything. Yeah,
you've got one for like saying, "Oh, over here," so people, they know where you are, and like you can also hold on to the other people's character portraits, and then it will move the camera over so you're watching them. And I guess then if you did do an over here and someone else could see, they can see where you are, so they won't get confused.
And also when you press on them, it says, like on their screen, it says like. Oswald is curious about Jupiter.
Yeah, so they can tell when someone's watching.
So you could just press on someone and then say over here, and they go, "Oh, I need to go over there."
Yeah, and like there are other ways. Like there's one that's Like there's pick up and drop down because totem polling or whatever it's called is like one of the big things.
Totem.
But one that I found, like you can string them together as well. Like there's one that you're saying no.
Yeah.
So if someone keeps picking you up, you can like do no pick up, and then they should understand. Oh well, I shouldn't pick up. And then like there was one of them. I think it's in because the demo's got 3 stages, and one of them's called bomb storage, which we've both played. And there's a bit where you're on like this bridge kind of.
Are you talking about the 3
the
bridge
boat?
bit?
No, the boat thing.
Oh, I didn't get to the boat thing. I don't know.
Oh, well, there's like a boat thing that you stand on and use gust jars to move it across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
And there's
Absolute
a
nightmare.
like crystal ball that you've got to pop. Like it's a classic Zelda thing. And people
That doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't sound like what it is.
No, well, it's
The
like
little the switches.
Yeah, it's
the
a
switches
switch.
that you would normally hit with an arrow or your sword or something.
Yeah.
The little blue blobs.
And the way that you activate it, you throw a bomb into next to it, and people were struggling. Like the first couple of times that we tried to do it, my team would struggle with getting it all together and like working out what to do. But once, because I realised, oh well, you just need to throw a bomb in there without all the picking up and stuff. So I linked a load together. There's one that's got item, and you just tap it, and it says, it just says item on its own. But then there's a throw as well. So I was like, no pick up, throw item. And then it got it across, so the person that had the bomb would then realise, oh, I've got to make sure that I throw it over there. And like the communication was pretty decent for not actually speaking to each other.
But then also, I had the most frustrating thing I had was in the fire. I don't know what it's called. Just the fire dungeon.
Yeah.
And there's just a bit. It's just a really classic Zelda puzzle. It's really simple. You move a block around, and the Triforce Heroes bit comes in because all 3 people had to push the block at once, and so you had to push it along the path around to where it needs to be. Someone chucks someone else on top, and then you can hit the switch with a sword or a bomb or whatever the hell you want to hit it with. That was horrendous because they didn't know what to do, and so I was just pushing it and saying over here, and people would pick you up and chuck you on top of the block, and you just wanted to scream down their throats. And it was really annoying.
Yeah, but that is one of the things that, because it's not precise.
No.
And it's difficult to be that precise. Like, even with me telling the person to throw the bomb, I couldn't explicitly go, throw your bomb over there.
Yeah.
I just had to say, throw item, and hope that, because there were 2 of us with gust jars and 1 person with the bomb, hoping that the person with the bomb would realise that they're the one that's meant to throw their item and not the other person.
But the icons are a lot of fun. I think that's the best bit about them. Just
when
spamming the pom-pom one.
Yeah, when you complete something, because there's one that is just, it's a picture of Link holding 2 pom-poms, and it's got a kind of whistle sound, I think.
Yeah.
And the more you press it, like, if you tap it repeatedly, he switches hands that his pom-poms are in. So he's like waving his pom-poms around in celebration, and once you complete something, like, when I first played it, I did the Buzz Blob cave level, and there was a bit that we got really stuck at. It was it's quite near the beginning. There's a key in a balloon, and it's too high to pop with 3 people stacked on top of each other, so you've got to find another way to reach it.
Yeah.
And we spent a good few minutes looking around trying to find it, because we hadn't explored properly, which again is another reason why it feels more like a Zelda game, because you've actually got to explore. Excuse me. When we did find the way and we finally got the key and opened the door, everyone, like, they just spammed the little pom-pom thing, and I don't know, it just made me smile. It was good.
Yeah. And like they can be used to like almost bring, like, you almost feel like you know the people. Like we're having such a great bit of banter with some guy. Like when you'd accidentally knock them off the edge of a cliff or something, and then they do the thumbs up thing instead of like having a breakdown, they do the thumbs up, and you're like, yes,
Yeah.
having some sarcastic banter here. Having a great time.
Yeah, but I think they did a good job. It's Nintendo and Grezzo that are doing it. Grezzo mainly. But
did Grezzo just like change engines? Because it's the Link to the Past engine.
I think
No, not Link to the Past.
Link
That
Between
would be
Worlds.
weird. The Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, I think so. But like they've done a very good job with the icons and forgoing voice chat, because I don't think voice chat would be very good in this.
No, it would be really annoying.
I think it's the same reason why they don't have it in Splatoon.
Yeah.
Like, because with Nintendo games, you've got a much greater age range of people playing.
Yeah.
So like you've got people who are like 6 or 7 playing, and then you've got people like our age, and then people older. And I think if some like little 5-year-old messed up, and then there was some like 16-year-old kid shouting at them,
tearing into them,
I think that would
that
would be a horrible experience.
That wouldn't be good.
Like, to be honest, if I had a 16-year-old kid shouting at me, I'd be horrified as well.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good decision not to put voice chat.
Like, you can see where it's useful, but then also the icons are fun.
Yeah, the icons are fun.
The icons are
I
fun.
think it's more fun using the icons than actually talking to people.
And it almost makes it like, if it's one puzzle, then you've got, like, if you were talking and someone worked out the puzzle, then you've basically got 3 times the brain power on one puzzle. So it makes it a lot easier than a normal Zelda game's puzzle if you had voice chat.
Yeah.
Because you're all... Yeah. But with just the icons, everyone has to work it out for themselves. And that's both frustrating, like we've gone over.
Yeah.
But it's also... It's good.
And then if one person does work it out, you've got to...
Convey
you've got to try and convey it across. And yeah, it can be frustrating in points, like we've discussed, but it's also, it's like there's a great sense of achievement once you finally get your message across.
Yeah.
And then everyone starts working together. Like, the teamwork makes it really enjoyable. Like, it's like a lot of games, like if games like Monster Hunter as well, the teamwork in it is what makes it fun.
It's really Monster Hunter. It is Monster Hunter Zelda version.
Yeah, it's a Monster Hunter of puzzles.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I like, especially when you get a good, competent team and you don't keep jumping off the edge, Sergio, as I had earlier today.
I was enjoying JC Carlo. He was useless.
And Milky
Sorry,
Brew. Milky Brew, if you're out there, don't throw people off the edge. You don't need to.
Also, don't stop moving so we have to carry you to the things to do stuff.
But that is actually going on to a bad thing. Well, it's not a bad thing. It's kind of... Well, yeah, okay, it's a bad thing. If you've got a team of people that just have no idea, it is so frustrating. Yeah,
like we talked about the Fire Temple block thing earlier.
Yeah.
There's that.
And people that don't pay attention, like in the bomb storage level, there is a lot of falling off the edge.
Yeah.
And there's those, I don't know what the enemy's called, but they're in A Link to the Past. And they're like
the little
beetles.
Yeah.
They're kind of like buzzy beetles, but they're Zelda. And when you attack them, you get knocked back a bit. And they show you a couple really early on in an area, a big wide open area. So if you hit it, you'll just bounce back, but you won't die. Later on,
shows that it's really cleverly designed.
Yeah, it's well designed.
There's that stuff there.
But later on, you're walking along this tiny 1 tile wide, like, pathway, and there's one on it, and people they'd attack it facing so their back's like somewhat towards the edge. They'd attack it and bounce off and fall off, and I go, all right, okay, that's forgivable. Like, you may have forgotten, or you may just have been in the wrong position. But then they come back and they do exactly the same thing again. And because everyone shares hearts, then it's easy if you've got one, even if you've only got one person that keeps falling off or keeps getting hit by enemies, then it's detrimental to the whole team. Although the first time that we got a life lost when I was playing, there were 3 of us, we were all stacked on top of each other, and the bottom person walked off the edge, and that took out all 3 hearts that we had left.
I think you've hit on something there though, that the shared hearts add to the teamwork.
Yeah.
Because when you they could have like quite easily, everyone has, like, you've got 9
hearts, because there's 3. 3 times 3.
Yeah, so everyone has 9. Well, no, nobody has 9 hearts. Everyone has 9 hearts.
Yeah.
You could have had 3, 4 each.
Hmm.
And that would mean you would die, they would carry on. Maybe you would respawn, maybe you wouldn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
You would have to.
So, like, if they did a respawn, because each level's kind of split into 5 areas.
Yeah.
And if you respawned at the end or the beginning of each new area, you may have missed, like, a crucial item, or you miss out on rupees, because I think you don't share rupees.
No.
You've got to collect them yourself. It's kind of, there's all the teamwork stuff, but there's also individual competitive stuff.
At the end of every level, there's 3 chests at the end, and 2 of them are always a common item, and then 1 of them is a rare one.
Yeah.
So obviously in the demo that doesn't really have any bearing at all. But when you're actually playing the actual game, and you're trying to craft outfits, which we will talk about in a moment because they are exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
When it'll be like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Where you want to craft the Zora outfit, which is really cool.
Absolutely
amazing. It's the River Zoras.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool.
Or the Zolas from
the
original Legend of Zelda, which I think is just Zora, just a weird.
But they're the same. Like they're the art style of the Link Between Worlds ones.
Yeah.
And
Phantom Hourglass and stuff like that.
Yeah. But what was I talking about?
Crafting.
That's the one. So if you wanted to, you're trying to make that specific thing, and there's 1 rare one, you need the rare one.
Yeah.
Someone is going to charge in, and there's the competitive aspect of getting that, even though you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
You don't know which item is the good one.
But you want the good one.
But you want the good one, and only one person is getting the good one after everyone does the same level.
Yeah. But the level design's actually really varied. Like in the demo, I guess they kind of had to do varied levels.
Like we've got 3 out of 30 odd, I think.
Yeah, they could have easily put in like 3 similar places, like the 3 early places or something. Because I'm assuming that like
there's probably like a set of fire ones, a set of forest ones, a set of water ones, sort of idea.
The first level that is available, well, they're all available at the same time, but the one at the top is called Buzzblob Cave, and that's the puzzles and stuff focus a lot more about the totem aspect. Like that's the kind of new mechanic. Yeah. The sort of, it's not really like, you can view it as a gimmick.
Yeah, but
they use
the whole
it
game
well.
is a gimmick.
Yeah,
is a gimmick.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but it's like done well, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so the Buzzblob Cave is more focused around totem stacking or whatever it's called. So there's like switches that you can only hit up high, and there's also the key that I was talking about, the key in the balloon. You've got to pick people up and throw them onto the higher up platforms, so then eventually one person can reach it. And then there's like, they're Deku Scrubs, but they're kind of like the Pokies from Mario. Yeah. And they're really tall, so the only way that you can actually hurt them is by attacking them with a bow and arrow from a distance when you're stacked on top of the 3 people. Yeah. And then the boss as well. Like, for those of you that don't have the demo, it's not really spoilers.
I don't know if...
I don't know if any of this can really be considered
any of the
spoilers.
Game spoilers, because it's not even really...
No.
Sorry, it's just if you really don't... If you want to go in cold and not know anything. Like, there's no story to spoil. There's no... I don't know if there's anything to spoil unless you don't want to know that you can dress up as Zelda. Spoilers.
Whoa. But yeah, if you don't want to listen to this...
Or the quest is based around someone turning into a bow.
Yeah, if you don't want to listen to this bit, because I'm going to talk about one of the bosses, then I guess just close your ears for a bit. But the first boss of the Buzzblob Cave is a giant yellow buzz blob with a crown on, who looks amazing. But he starts off low and flat to the ground. He's got a little orange, like, brain, I guess, inside of him. It's just a sphere, but...
Yeah.
And you can't get close to him because he's electric, because he's a buzz blob. But then you get given bow and arrows at the very beginning. So, natural Zelda logic, shoot the giant, obvious ball with your bow and arrow. And because he's made of slime, it will just go through him.
Mm.
So you hit the ball in the centre a couple of times, and then he like blobs up a tiny bit, which then means you've got to have someone on your shoulders, and then the person on your shoulders will shoot an arrow a few times to damage that, and then he blobs up even higher, and then you need 3 people. But you've also got to avoid him shooting electricity right into a cross and spinning in a circle.
And that's really good. I really like that boss design.
Yeah. It's fun.
It was where I had like a little nitpick about it though, where, like, obviously I don't think it's avoidable for the type of boss they were going for and the puzzle they made to beat the boss.
Yeah.
But I just like what I noticed was in the middle section of the boss fight, where you've got 2 people, so one person is on the other person's shoulders. The third person can't do anything.
Yeah.
While you're in that middle stage of the fight.
They've just got to try not to take damage.
Because, obviously, in the first one, everyone just wails on the thing, because everyone has arrows.
Yeah.
The last bit, everyone is involved. I mean, the person in the middle isn't doing anything.
But
no,
they're
are
moving
involved.
around.
Yeah.
They're part of the team.
But in the middle section, there's someone that isn't getting involved. And it's 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah,
it's
if you can work it out quick enough,
it's not a problem.
Then it won't take long.
It's just, is that going to have more of an impact on other bits of the game later on?
Yeah.
Like harder, longer boss fights? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's a thing.
Yeah. But I guess that's one of the things they're just showing off.
Yeah,
new
it's
mechanic.
It
wasn't too much, but in the future that may.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. If
it shouldn't
be.
I
Right,
think,
will be
like,
right.
judging by the way they've designed the levels, I don't think it will get worse than that.
Yeah.
That's probably as bad as it's going to get, and it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just you can see how it could become bad.
Anyway, the next level was called Bomb Storage, which at the start it gives you 2 gust jars, like the ones from Minish Cap.
They were a recipe for disaster.
They are.
Because 2 people with gust jars in a place where you can easily fall off, and Milky Brew being absolutely useless, it was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. So yeah, you get 2 gust jars, and then you get 1 person with bombs, and the puzzles in this one revolve a lot more on using the items in a teamwork way.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us got to the very end of the level.
No, I got like halfway through, and then it got to 3 o'clock, so the demo ended. So it let us like get, because the dungeons are split up into sections.
Yeah.
And you all have to gather on a little Triforce on the floor to move on to the next section. There's probably like 4 or 5 for the dungeons we did.
Yeah.
In the demo, and we got to the end of one of them, and the demo ended at 3 o'clock.
But the puzzles revolve a lot more around using your items as a team.
Yeah.
So there's a good design again.
Yeah.
There's a bit where you, after you use the gust jar to push people over a gap and to press switches so then bridges can come out, and then everyone goes along. And then there's a bomb plant and a big ditch and then a cracked wall. So the person with the gust bellows or gust jar thinks, hopefully, well, I'll push this bomb over and blow out the wall, which you do, and the wall breaks. And then there's a switch behind it, which you then blow up with the bomb, and it knocks down a door or something so you can get through. Once you get through, there's exactly the same setup, but there's no bomb flower. So you coordinate with the person, which again, the icons come in handy here.
Yeah.
Like you can do item throw. So the person with the bombs goes, oh, well, I've got to throw my bomb. So they throw the bomb, and then the person with the gust bellows will push it through and blow up the wall.
Yeah.
And then there's another part where each person is on 3 separate paths.
Yeah.
And then the person with the bomb's got to throw it over. That took quite a while to get.
It's like a classic setup that you see in a lot of multiplayer co-op games of multiple paths, where everyone's on a different path, and they do things that affect the other ones. So to progress along it.
Portal 2 multiplayer's got similar stuff to that.
Yeah.
And yeah, then there's a bit with like the boat thing, which I was talking about earlier, which used the gust jar to push it along, and then the person with the bombs has got to hit switches whilst you're moving along.
Yeah.
Also, like avoiding arrows that are flying out of traps and stuff. So that was a good, like, again, that was just separate. Each person has their own separate job, but the jobs working together get you through the dungeon. And I'm sure that when the actual game comes out, a lot more, there will be a few dungeons that will involve a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, but with even more variety, so each person has a separate item, and they've got to know what to use when and stuff.
Something else. No, in that dungeon, a bit I really liked was what the little guys that throw the bombs called?
Hinox.
Those little guys. Yeah. There's a bit where you're on a platform, and there's a minecart going around it with a
Hinox.
One of those. In the minecart, being a cheeky little lad, and he's zooming around you and throwing bombs at you, and you've got to kill him to move on. And in the was that the
fire temple?
Was that the fire temple?
It's
one of them, and it was fun. But someone has, I can't remember actually, but there's someone with it was the fire one. Yeah. There's someone who has bombs. Because at the beginning of every level, we haven't said this. At the beginning of every level, there's 3 items, and you pick up one of the 3 items, and so everyone gets 1 item. So the Buzz Snoobers,
blobs.
There were just 3 bow and arrows. For the bomb storage, there was 1 set of bombs and 2 gust bellows or gust jars. What's gust bellows?
They're from Skull Sword.
And for the fire one, there was a bomb, boomerang, and another one which I can't remember, but that's irrelevant to my story anyway.
Yeah.
And so then at that bit, everyone could get involved by the way it was set up, because there were bomb plants that were on towers away from the platform, which was how the guy with the boomerang got bombs to throw at the little chap on the minecart. This has taken ages. And he's obviously throwing bombs, so if you don't have any sort of item that can help, you can just pick them up. And then the person with the bombs can throw them at him.
Yeah.
Just straight at him. So I've taken ages to explain it, but there's been other things involved as well. But I just liked how whatever item you had in that scenario, you could get involved in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that they've done a good job with, like, aside from the 2-person tower needed for the boss, they've done a good job involving everyone. So, like, in the bomb storage, the bit with the 3 paths, the bomb person's got to throw a bomb to the middle person to blow up their rock that's blocking. Then they've got to throw one to the middle person, so the middle person can throw it to the guy at the far end, who can blow up their rock blocking the way. And then the middle person, or both the people with the gust jars, they've got to put out the fire that the bomb person's got in front of them so they can get through.
Yeah.
And like even when it's not involving items, there were parts where there's elevated sections, so you've got to throw someone up there so they can hit a switch which will let the next person get a bridge so they can come up to you, and then you can throw them on top and get them to do something else. And I think they've done a very good job with making everyone as involved as possible.
Yeah, they have.
Which is very good fun.
It is good. And yeah, the game is just fun. Like we've gone over multiple times.
But like the couple of gripes, leaving, if one person leaves your game, there's no option, because it is a 3-player game, or the multiplayer aspect of it, you've got to have 3 people to play, because otherwise you won't ever be able to complete any of the levels. But you need, if one person does leave, then it boots you back into the lobby. And whilst it didn't take long to find a new person, because so many people were trying to play the demo, whilst it didn't take too long, it's still annoying.
It's not, because you can get halfway through the level.
Yeah.
And then you have to do that again.
Like, it may not have been that person's fault, because when I was playing it this morning, we completed Buzz Blob Cave, and then we moved on to bomb storage, and at the very beginning of it, my internet stopped. Or, well, I was up in my room, which has not got very good internet connection, so it dropped.
Yeah.
And like I disconnected. I couldn't help it. But then, so it's probably not their fault. But if someone was purposefully just dropping out in the middle of a thing, it will get annoying.
Yeah. I mean, we saw, like, the servers aren't great for the demo. There was some lag going on.
Yeah.
And people were being kicked off, so that was probably part of it.
Yeah, because, again, it is just a demo. It's like how Splatoon, when they were doing their global test fire, and since then, and since the game came out, they've upgraded the servers, I think, to make them...
Because that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's the reason they do the limited
it's
time.
A stress test.
It's just, because everyone's playing at the same time.
Yeah, so they can analyse and see what the traffic's like so they can sort out their servers. But, so it's probably not to do with... It's going to be nothing like the actual game. I'm sure the actual game is going to be like Splatoon, where 90% of the time...
Yeah.
Well, I find 90% of the time it's
don't
good.
Have problems,
Yeah.
It's always fine. I can't think of actually having any problems with Splatoon, to be honest.
I've had, like, 2, but nothing's ever really made me get angry for dropping out. And like even stuff with Monster Hunter as well, the servers for Monster Hunter good. I know that's Capcom.
Yeah.
But it like the 3DS's like online multiplayer infrastructure.
It works.
Is strong.
It definitely works.
Yeah, because they've got so many games that do online stuff. So like Mario Kart 8 is on the Wii U. Mario Kart 7.
It's been great for years.
Yeah.
Like Mario Kart 7, Kid Icarus Uprising. That always worked really well. X and
just
Y.
looking at the other games. Like all the Pokemon games and stuff. Like everything. Like the online should be strong enough in the final thing.
And then Smash works really well.
Yeah.
And it works. And I can't see a reason why that wouldn't be the same in this.
Yeah, and I think it was because they were just stress testing it.
Yeah.
But then again, if you've got 2 other mates that have the game, even if they don't have the game, if you've got 2 friends with DSs, 3DSs, you can do download play, which I am very happy about.
Yeah, because it's really not around with the 3DS very much.
The DS had huge numbers of games with download play. Like Mario Kart had download play. Metroid Prime Hunters was one of our favourites for download play. Yeah. Frogger Helmet Chaos. I don't know how many people have played that game, but that had amazing download play. It was sort of felt like Mario Party.
Yeah.
That was glorious.
But that's just like a handful. There's tons.
Yeah. Not most games. Well, probably
most.
Most games on the DS
if it had multiplayer,
play.
It probably had. Whereas on the 3DS, I can only really think of there's Mario Kart. Does Smash have it?
No, I don't think Smash has it.
Star Fox 64.
Star Fox has it. Yeah, like I was expecting some games to have download play.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting, I know I bring it up a lot, Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But it's a good example of multiplayer. On Monster Hunter Try on the Wii had the local play, it had arena mode.
It essentially had a DS download play.
Yeah,
You just play as a generic character.
Yeah,
Like in Mario Kart,
you choose your own, like, out of set weapon sets, you choose which one you want to do, and then you fight a monster in the arena. So there's no, you don't see any of the outside stuff.
Yeah.
And there's only a select monster, like a select load of monsters that you can fight. I think the hardest you fight is Rathalos. I think that's as far as it goes in terms of difficulty. And there are much harder monsters on it. And I was sort of expecting when Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate came out on 3DS in 2013 or whatever, I was expecting, there's going to probably be DS download play on arena mode.
Yeah.
There wasn't. Which disappointed me, but, yeah.
Yeah, but, there's so many, Smash could have it, Street Fighter could have it.
Well, Street Fighter's got it, but you only play as, Ryu.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But that's just like in Mario Kart where you only play as Chugga, actually. But, yeah, Smash, I've forgotten all the other games that exist.
But Mario Kart 7's DS download play was really good.
Can you choose your character?
You couldn't. No, you'd stay as a shy guy, but you could go on any course, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, we are getting very off topic.
Yeah. But that's all good for the zany banter.
The fact that Triforce Heroes does have download play means that you don't, because it's not a game that, or I don't think it will be a game that people will buy for the story.
No. I don't think so.
If
it's like Monster Hunter.
It's like Monster Hunter.
There's a story aspect there. It's there, but it's light. And I don't play Monster Hunter on my own. It's just not something I do. I've not touched it for months because we've not all got together and played it for months.
Yeah. But I like the difference between Monster Hunter and Triforce Heroes though is with Monster Hunter if you want to play it with a friend, you've got to buy it. But the game itself has enough content in it to make it worth it.
Yeah.
And the single player on its own, whilst it has got story, it's not brilliant story, but I find it fun enough to play single player, and there's enough content single player to play it. As and then multiplayer, there's even more content. But with Triforce Heroes, I don't think that it's going to have the same amount of content to justify 3 people each separately buying it.
Yeah, that's
so if you do have, and also people might not have enough money to buy it. So
it really depends. I don't know how much is available in DS download play.
Yeah,
I don't know what you can do. It's probably similar to the demo in your selection of outfits and weapons you can use.
But we don't know. But then, if you do have one friend that has it, you and you 3 people can all play it, which is
good.
Yeah, and it means that you don't have to buy it if you want to play it. And then if you do buy it, because there there are things that you have saved to it, you make costumes and you craft costumes and stuff.
There's a lot of it. It's a gather and grind.
Yeah,
a lot of it. And
for those that it appeals to, then that will probably be enough to justify buying it yourself.
Yeah. And I imagine, if you just like Zelda puzzles and Zelda dungeons, I imagine that the download play, you won't be able to play all of them.
Yeah.
I don't think you will.
It'll
probably be more than the 3 you've got in the demo. But I think there's 30 odd dungeons, 32 or something.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be able to play all of those.
But again, I guess we'll see when it comes out. And we'll probably do, once it does come out, we'll probably do another sort of discussion, and post-release thoughts. It won't really be a review.
Maybe. It might be.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not a wizard.
Yeah. But, the demo has been extremely enjoyable.
I played it for about half an hour.
Yeah.
And it was really fun.
Yeah, I only played it for about half an hour, but I really, really did enjoy it.
Desperately trying to download it before 3 o'clock.
Yeah. because I was lucky. I thought, oh, I might as well download it this morning, and I put my code in, and when I went to download it, told me the times, and it was like, oh well, it will be on 11 o'clock till 3 o'clock, and I started downloading it at about 10 to 11, and by the time it had finished, I think it finished downloading directly on 11 o'clock. So I got to play it at the very start.
Yeah.
Which was quite lucky. But yeah.
Yeah. I think the only bit we haven't touched on is the outfits.
Yes.
Like, broadly. Because they do add a lot more. That it's not just cosmetic.
No.
I think, and it's a lot simpler. Like with Monster Hunter, I think it's partially cosmetic, in that I wouldn't have a stupid looking one even if it was good. Like the Plesioth armor, which makes you look like a member of Team Plasma.
Yeah.
And just weird. It doesn't matter how good it is, I don't want to wear it.
Yeah, and then like the Banabra armor.
Yeah.
You're in a top hat and tuxedo, which looks amazing. It's got crummy stats and stuff. And you have, I'd happily wear that.
And you also have to become like a full-on scholar to understand what the hell everything does, all the skills and the different stuff. Whereas in this, you're obviously, they just do something. They do one thing, which benefits you. Yeah. So you've got the Kokiri outfit, which I've gone for one that I don't really know. It's to do with arrows, but I don't know.
You fire 3 arrows in a row instead of 2.
Okay.
Or 2? 1. Instead of 1. So it's like a triple shot thing.
And then there's the Zelda's dress, which makes it more likely for hearts to appear.
The Shogun armor, which gives you a greater spin attack. I haven't actually seen it in action.
I used it. It's like, because you know when the little glow up, there's a little glow. When you charge up a spin attack, there's a glow which shows you where it's going to hit. So that obviously happens, and it's probably about double the area that you hit.
And then also in the demo, because the demo's got a nice amount, like a nice variety of costumes. There's also Lucky Loungewear, which is sort of, I think it looks like a jester. I think it's meant to be like a sleeping cap.
It looks like the little jesters that hang around in Jubilife City.
Yeah, like jugglers.
Diamond and Pearl, yeah, those.
They look like they're gonna bring out some fire types or some Voltorb or something.
Yeah.
But that one lets you occasionally, if you were to take damage, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what like the percentage rate is, but I had it. I was wearing it once, and I fell off the edge of the stage, and then when I got put back on, it said dodged, and I didn't take any damage, which is pretty useful in a team environment when you're all sharing the same health.
Yeah. So
you've got a small percentage chance to not die.
Yeah. But yeah, the outfits are a mix of cosmetic and actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're fun to wear as well.
Yeah, they all look
like
really good.
Goron.
Yeah, there's in the actual one there's a Goron one.
You
which
can walk through lava in that, but that's not in the demo. No. But I just think it looks great because Gorons are the best.
The one costume that I do think we have to talk about is the Tingle Tights.
Tingle Tights.
If you play Zelda, you probably know about Tingle.
He's a cheeky little chap.
He is like 30 odd years old and thinks he's a fairy.
34, I think.
But you're wearing Tingle's outfit, and then you've got little red swirls on your cheeks as well, like he does. But the Tingle Tights are actually really useful, especially in the bomb storage level where there's lots of edges, because it gives you 3 balloons.
Yeah.
And each time you fall off the edge, 3 times falling off the edge, for those 3 times you will be saved and you won't take any damage, which is useful in those areas where there's lots of drops. And like there's going to be some ice levels with ice and then a drop.
Ice levels. Kill them with
ice
fire.
levels. Luckily there is a costume that will help you in ice levels, I think I read. But again, it will save you, not only you, but also save your team from taking the damage, which like they're all useful. I don't know if there's any ones that aren't useful.
There's probably not. I think the only difference, like, there's the ones that directly affect you, like the tingle tights, and
the spin attack.
the spin attack one, and then there's the ones that directly affect everyone, like the Zelda outfit, and stuff like that,
and the dodge one.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's just not only looking at what you're wearing, but you've also got to look at what your other people are wearing.
Yeah.
Because if you all go into a thing and you're all wearing spin attack ones, I can't imagine that would be... Like, you could have more use.
I think that's a thing that's been flagged up by people, like early adopters, not just the demo. I think that is a problem with the game that people have talked about, where you don't see people's loadouts until you're in the game.
Yeah.
I think that is a thing that people have talked
because
about.
in the demo it showed what other people had selected.
Yeah.
But then again, you've also got to look at the environment you're in.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the bomb storage level, the tingle tights or the lucky loungewear are probably really quite useful in that level, because there's all the drops that the tingle tights will save you from the drops.
Yeah. And
then there's a bit later on where there's some gates and there's Hinox that throw bombs at you and you've got to gust jar them back.
Yeah.
And if you're wearing the lucky loungewear, because there are a lot of bombs at that point, I think, like, if you're not paying attention, then there's going to be bombs behind you and you're going to get hit by it. If you're wearing lucky loungewear, there's a chance, well, and I imagine it's probably quite a high chance, that you're not going to take any damage, which then saves the whole team.
Yeah.
So it's all...
Whereas you could do what I did accidentally without even thinking and pick the Kakiri outfit, and there's no arrows anyway, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
But you look cool. I was blue, so I look like a wizard.
Yeah, so it's all... Like, there is thinking involved.
Yeah.
But it's much more simpler thinking than, say, Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Where you've got to think...
Where you need, like, a...
Right, where am I going? I'm going to the desert and it's night time, so I need to make sure that I'm warm, and I'm going to be fighting something that throws rocks at me, so I've got to have good high defense and got to bring the correct weapon.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But you do get to the controls, or not the controls, you automatically have like a everyone's got their set things. So everyone has a sword. Everyone's got a spin attack by holding B, which, like every other game, and then you do the spin attack. Everyone can pick people up.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you can roll. I haven't tried that. Like, because in I just get strong Minish Cap vibes. You probably can't, because it's on the Link Between Worlds.
L and R are both the charge, like the Pegasus boots.
And then L gives you Pegasus boots, so you charge out with your sword in front. And then there's some costumes that help with that and make it better. But then with the Pegasus boots charge, this is actually a thing. You may have seen... I know Game Explained did a video on it. But if you haven't seen anything that they do, there's a little Easter egg, I guess. When you're in the lobby, use the Pegasus boots and just run into the wall. Because something will happen.
It's glorious.
And it's really cool. But I don't know if I want to say what happens. You can probably find it, like, Game Explained did whole videos on it. Like, with everything possible.
Let's leave it, because I think that's a... In the context of this game, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
It's because it's not a story thing, it's just a fun little quirky thing.
Yeah.
Like, you might, like, at the beginning of Ocarina of Time, when you go and see Zelda, and you can look through the windows and see Mario and Bowser paintings and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to be told that. You want to find them for yourself, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like that. But it's not with those things.
No. But yeah, the demo has been very enjoyable.
Overall, yeah.
I am looking forward to it. Because and if you do have the demo, I think the next time that you can play it is soon.
Soon, as we rush to
As
find
we
out
just
what
try
it
to find
is.
it. Yeah. So, because they had 3 times. The first time was yesterday, I think.
Yes.
The second time was earlier today, and it's now finished. So you're probably not gonna.
I imagine you won't get.
You
could give it your best shot.
You probably won't get the second one, but the third one is on the 24th, and it starts at 8 in the morning
And lasts
until 2, but
which is
British summer time. So depending on where you live, you're just gonna.
I don't know if
it might just be Europe. If you're
in
Europe,
I think it's. I don't know.
If you're in Europe, then they're the times.
There's probably different times. Like, if it was the same worldwide, there would be time when it was like
Australia,
12
then
till
you've got to
4
wait
in the
until
morning.
that, like you've got it at night time.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the next time for those in Europe is the 24th, 8 till 2.
Yeah.
So play it if you do have a code, because I don't know. I got an email, like Club Nintendo kind of thing, giving me 3 codes. So you may have that if you're signed up to them.
But I don't think, because Club Nintendo's finished now.
It was a Nintendo newsletter kind of thing. If not, then wait until the game comes out on the
23rd.
23rd.
That's it. I know that date.
So the demo times will be after the actual game comes out.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. They've got 2 to get people looking forward to it, and then 1 when it's out.
Yeah.
For people that are still on the fence.
Yeah. So, and to be honest, by then the demo will probably be on the eShop, maybe.
Yeah.
Because that's 6 days.
Yeah.
So there's a chance it'll be on. And even then, if you can't get that one, if you've got a couple of mates and you've got the demo, DS download play.
Yeah.
Bob's your uncle.
He is indeed.
So yeah.
I think that's everything then.
It was a good demo, and I'm looking forward to the actual game, which we'll probably do a couple of videos on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Thanks for watching or listening.
Thanks for listening.
However you experienced this wonderful product.
And we will see you next time.